Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Today we're doing a take on that whole keep 10 fragrances for life deal. You know what I'm talking about. Ever since that thing popped up as a tag video years back, it's been everywhere and I've done my fair share of them. Keep 10 fragrances for life. Throw the rest in the trash. Yeah, like that's really gonna happen. But I digress. Today what we're doing is we're going back over the past decade, the past 10 years, and I have to choose one fragrance that I would keep from each one of those years, and then the other ones, they get trashed. Hypothetically, not really. So let's jump into it. We're gonna start in 2013, work our way up to 2022, and I'll tell you what my choice would be, the fragrance I would keep, and you can play along and think of the one that you would keep as well. So let's jump into it. Now with these, I am concentrating on fragrances that were released specifically for men, and we're keeping it to designers. So no unisex scents in this list and no women's fragrances either. Just kind of helps narrow it down, make it a little bit easier on me. We're kicking it off with 2013. And the fragrance that I have to go with is a scent that I love. I tried it first, I sampled it, fell in love with it, bought a full bottle immediately. And I've talked about it a bunch on the channel, and for that matter, I've talked about all these on the channel. But the one I'm going for, Oud Noir from Versace. This one, a wonderful designer oud fragrance, spicy, sweet, sexy, but still very easy to pull off. No funk to it, just an easy wearing oud. Some people have drawn comparisons between Oud Noir and Tom Ford's Oud Wood, so you'll find a little similarity there between the two. And this is the one that I would go with. Absolutely. Oud Noir. But of course, that's not the only release from the year, the only big release. With all these years, there were a bunch. And I'll just touch very quickly on some of the other fragrances from that year. So this year also had Bentley for Men Intense. Yeah, the big hype beast, the cheapy hype beast. Really nice quality on that one, but I'd wear Oud Noir more. You had Invictus, which of course, you know, everybody knows it. It's a really big one, maybe not my favorite, but that one came out. You had Jazz Club, very large release. Dior Homme Cologne, Encre Noir Sport, and Polo Red also came out in 13. Let's move on to 2014. What would I pick from that year? This one's a little difficult. The one I went with is Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Now, the reason it's difficult is if Dior Homme Parfum were easier to find in the US, I'd probably go with that one, but I don't typically like to put, you know, either discontinued fragrances or fragrances that are insanely difficult to find into lists, because then people get all upset. So Dior Homme Parfum / Fahrenheit Le Parfum for this one. And it kind of works out because they're both parfum versions of a line from the same house, so cut me some slack here. But Fahrenheit Le Parfum, this is going to be the official choice, I guess. Wonderful take, wonderful reimagining on the Fahrenheit DNA. It has that leather, has that violet. It has a really nice sweet booziness to it. Just an outstanding scent. There were some other contenders that year. Valentino Uomo, a big one. And that one, you know, a little similar to Dior Homme. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, massive blue fragrance. And I thought about that one, I did, but I had to go with the Fahrenheit. It was like that close. Terre d'Hermès Eau Fraiche, the discontinued Dior Homme Eau, both came out this year. And also Man in Black from Bulgari and Allure Homme Edition Blanche. All right, that moves us on to 2015. And this one, I could not leave this fragrance behind. I just couldn't do it. I thought about it and I was like, you know, starting to lean towards some of the other ones from the year, but I gotta keep this one. It's the one Eau de Parfum from Dolce & Gabbana. I mean, it just kind of is what it is, I guess. It's one of those fragrances that has served me so well. And I remember, as I've said a number of times, the first time I smelled this, I was blown away, and I still am. It smells so good. It's like the one Eau de Parfum is to me what La Nuit de l'Homme was to Jeremy fragrance back in the day. I like it that much. Now, as I said, this was a tough one, a tough year, because there was also Acqua di Gio Profumo, Dior Sauvage came out this year, Spice Bomb Extreme, Tom Ford Noir, Ultra Mall, and also Encre Noir All Extreme. So a lot of really, really good fragrances, but I gotta go with the one. All right, 2016, I gotta get some of that iris. I've got to. So I'm going to go with Valentino Uomo Intense here. Yeah, notice that pretty much every fragrance that I've chosen is more a fall and wintertime scent. Yeah, I noticed that as I worked through everything. I was like, man, I need to get some fresh fragrances here. But then almost every time it was like, nah, I'll take the rich, sweet one. Thanks. I'll take that fall and winter time banger. So this one gets compared to Dior Homme Intense. It's in that style, super classy, really sexy. Of course, other big releases this year, you had Versace Dylan Blue, so a massive, pretty affordable blue fragrance. Prada L'Homme. Yeah, I was thinking about getting that one. I really was going back and forth, but ended up choosing the Valentino here. But it was another one where it's like, that close. And also, to be fair, you catch me on a different day, this list is going to be different. You know, you catch me on a day where maybe I'm feeling more of this type of scent than the other. Some of these could get dropped for one of the other fragrances I'm talking about from that same year. Okay, there was also Code Profumo that year. There was also Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. L'Homme Ultime. Really love that one. Discontinuation on that has made it difficult to find. Boss Bottled Intense, same thing with that. And there's also Ferragamo Uomo that year as well. So a lot of really good releases. 2017, I'm gonna go with car fragrance, Mercedes-Benz Club Black. It's just because the vanilla in here is so good. Like, this is one of the best designer vanilla fragrances that you can get. And unfortunately, that's reflected in the price nowadays. When it first hit discounters, it was much more affordable. Nowadays, it's like 70, 80 bucks at discounters, so not much of a discount anymore. And that's because people found out it was good. Discounters found out people were buying it. Price went up. This year had Light Blue Eau Intense and Luna Rossa Carbon, both big time releases, and Prada L'Homme Intense, which, to be like completely straightforward here and honest, if Prada L'Homme Intense, you were still able to find it in the US with any kind of regularity without getting screwed on eBay for jacked up prices, that would have been my choice. I would have taken that one over Mercedes-Benz Black. There was also Stronger With You. There was Artisan Pure. There was Coach for Men. The Y line started, Y Eau de Toilette, and also Pure Excess from Paco Rabanne. So a good year. All right, 2018. Gotta go with this Compliment Beast. I can wear this anytime, daytime or night, in any situation. Y Eau de Parfum. I gotta roll with this one. I gotta have some blue fragrance versatility in this list. So Y Eau de Parfum, that's my choice. Rocking with this. That year, there was also Sauvage Eau de Parfum. So between those two, I'm gonna go with Y, even though I do like Sauvage Eau de Parfum also. There was Bleu de Chanel Parfum. So this year was like all three big dog blue fragrances got a flanker. There was Wanted by Night, really good. There was Luna Rossa Black, yeah, which I also love. And that's not all. There's 1 Million Lucky. Gentleman Eau de Parfum that year, Arrow's Flame, Ferragamo's Signature, Mustache Eau de Parfum. A lot of just heavy hitters that year. So it's a tough choice, but I've got to rock with the Y. Takes us to 2019. My choice gonna be Code Absolute from Armani. Man, this stuff is just fantastic. It's sweet, it's sparkly. It's warm, it's a compliment destroyer. It's a little bit more elegant than Profumo, has great performance. Love the scent. And this one was pretty easy. Like some of these other ones were difficult. You know, I looked at the other stuff from the year and I was going back and forth, which is where, you know, kicking it back to what I said before, you catch me on a different day, I might tell you something different. But with Code Absolute, that's pretty much immediate. Not to say the other fragrances that year were bad, they weren't. We had Explorer from Mont Blanc. We had Toy Boy from Moschino. Halloween Man X, which is a cheapie that I like a lot. Stronger With You Intensely was that year. Sauvage Parfum, K Eau de Toilette, Le Beau from Jean Paul Gaultier. Polo Blue Gold Blend, and also Pulse of the Night. Now, Pulse of the Night, I like a bunch, but it's very hard to find in the US, and Code Absolute between the two, I would wear more often. So Code Absolute. Going with that. 2020, gotta go with this one. Classic DNA. The original was my signature scent for a very long time. So I'm going with Acqua di Gio Profondo. Now I know some people would say, man, you gotta go with Profumo, but with the fragrances that Profumo was going up against, I preferred to go with something else, but I still had to get some Acqua di Gio, and Profondo was the one for me. And also just for my own personal taste, I actually prefer Profondo a little bit. to Profumo. Now, this is another one that did have some killer releases, so it wasn't easy, but I knew that I had to go with the Aqua de Jo. It is what it is. Le Male de Parfum came out this year. Dior Homme 2020, Eros Eau de Parfum, 1 Million Parfum, L'Homme Ideal Extreme, and Missoni Wave, Pacha de Cartier Parfum, and K Eau de Parfum also came out that year. So Aqua de Jo Profundo, that one's taking it home for me, but there's some other big choices there, especially the Le Male, that I know a lot of you would choose over the Aqua de Jo. So now we're getting closer to present time. We're in 2021. And truthfully, this one, I did go back and forth a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot, a whole lot. There are 3 or 4 fragrances from that year that I think realistically would have a shot for me at being the best, like the keeper from the year. And then as I break it down more and more, you know, it gets to like the final 2 and I just go back and forth, like a 50-50 essentially. And the one that I ended up going with is Sauvage Elixir. Yeah, Sauvage Elixir. It's, again, you know, a 50-50. Stronger With You Absolutely, I think, is also so good for fall and winter time. That warm, gourmandy, sweet feeling that it has is just really nice. But Sauvage Elixir being so classy, so powerful, and with that throwback feel, you know, nothing else that I have out of these 10 is like that. So I had to go with it. Now, of course, that year you also had Blue Electrique, La Nuit de l'Homme Blue Electrique, which again in the US, good luck finding it. Light Blue Forever was that year, which also big fan of that. You had The Most Wanted from Azzaro. You had H24, which I'm not a massive fan of, but I know a bunch of you are. Scandal came out that year, Scandal Pour Homme. Violet Parfum, Invictus Victory, Luna Rosa Ocean. So you had a lot of fragrances that year, a lot of big ones. But Sauvage Elixir really kind of has separated itself from everything else that year. Just as time goes and there's more time between when it was released and now, you kind of look back on it and you're like, man, Sauvage Elixir was really kind of its own deal. And that takes us to today, at least as of when I'm filming the video, 2022. So if you're watching this in the future, let me know how those fragrances are going. You know, how's 2023? How's 2024? Is it good? We got good stuff? Is it bad? Oh, is that bad? So for this year, it was fairly clear the one that I wanted to go with. I mean, again, like some of the other years, there were a couple that were right there with it, but ultimately I'm going with Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privé. Really nice boozy touch, very wearable in cool weather, great compliment puller, nice sweetness to this one. I would say that second place is Terre d'Hermès Eau Givre. Like that one was right there with the Gentleman. And again, catch me on a different day and I'll tell you, I'd rather have the Terre d'Hermès, especially in summer. Like, okay, catch me in summer. Like right now I'm filming this heading into November. And obviously Gentleman works right now. And so that's something I'm wearing, but catch me in June and I'll probably be like, actually, I think I'll take the Terre d'Hermès, actually. Thank you. But for now, Gentleman Reserve Privé. Also this year, we had Le Beau Le Parfum, we had Aqua de Jo Eau de Parfum, we had The Most Wanted Parfum, we had Code Parfum. I mean, frankly, just a lot of parfums and Eau de Parfum flankers this year. We had Light Blue Italian Love, which was similar to Light Blue Forever, and also 1 Million Elixir, among a bunch of other releases. But for the final fragrance, we're going Reserve Privé. So there we go. Out of the past 10 years, 1 fragrance per year, this is what I've ended up with. Essentially, for fall and winter time, if this were my collection, I would be racked and stacked and ready to go. I would be smelling amazing. And then when it came around to summer, it'd be like, Aqua de Jo Profundo it is. All right, guys, let me know how things would shake out for you. Let me know which year actually would be the most difficult for you to choose and leave the others behind. Some of these years were just brutal. All right, thank you. I'm out of here. Stay safe. See you again tomorrow with another fragrance video.